So the plan is for this morning that I'm going to do 10 minutes and Reverend Christine Green is going to do 10 minutes. And then we'll have another song by Rod. And then Molly's going to be leading some sharing after that. So I planned. Yep, I wrote it all out. But this morning, I have some other things on my mind. But I am going to start with this quote, and it's immortal. It's very famous. And many of you may know of the author Melody Beattie. She wrote the book Codependent No More. And here's what she says about gratitude. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order. Gratitude turns confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Maybe you have experienced those things in your life, that because you were focusing on what you have, that you were focusing on enough as opposed to lack, that your emotions shifted. And that's what this theme is all about this month. But I do want to say that in no way does this mean we should gloss over what we might call negative emotions. And I don't really like that term anyway, negative emotions. Because if there's pain or discomfort or sadness or anxiety that is going on, well, that's the way emotions are, and feeling emotions, that's part of how we were created. So if we're not in contact with our discomfort, we can't know what real happiness is. And so often, the discomfort that we are feeling about something, number one, it tells us what our perspective is. It tells it, if we pay attention to it and we say, what is this? Where's this coming from? Then that discomfort, the sadness, whatever the emotion, whatever the feeling might be, it can also lead us to what we really want to experience. So it can also tell us, there's this halt in the 12-step program. Don't get too hungry, too angry, too lonely, or too tired. So feeling our feelings can tell us what it is that we really need. Isn't that amazing? We have this tool that when we pay attention to it, it tells us what we need. So we'll see how that fits into what I want to talk about this morning. I've been thinking this weekend in a very focused way about the time that I've been with the center. And I broke it down into the years, kind of a theme of what was going on. And so from my perspective, and what comes as I'm saying this, I want to share that with you. Some of you who were not a part of the beginning, because we've developed this online community. But the campfire took place in November 6th or November 8th, 2018. The following year, in the early spring, the board of Center for Spiritual Living Paradise reached out to me, and we began conversation. And I was finishing an interim position over in the Bay Area. And so they told me that they were interested in hiring me as the minister, and I met with the board several times. We met at Barnes and Noble. Sheila McDonald was with us. Sheila has passed on, and Julie Cook had become a board member. She was also the admin person. She became a board member after the campfire, and Sunday service was being held twice a month at Center for Spiritual Living Chico at 2 p.m. So I was hired and I started speaking, and that was around April of 2019. And we did that through the rest of the year. Now, what I reflect back on that time, those of you that were coming to the service in the afternoon, right at, and this was after the campfire, there was a lot of healing going on. And it probably didn't feel like it, but a lot of transformation, a lot of grief. And so during that time of 2019, meeting every other Sunday, of course, we were doing that. I had the opportunity to reconnect with a few people that I hadn't seen for years, because what some of you don't know is that I started my journey. I started my path in the Church of Religious Science and the Science of Mind at the Paradise Church in 1984. So, and over the years, I had stayed connected after I was licensed and serving in Chico. So it was a chance for me to get to know people that I didn't know, reconnect with those that I did. It was a small group of people that were coming, but they were so glad to be together. And in the board meetings, mentally, I had an idea of what needed to happen. And one of the gifts, the takeaways for me during that time is that in practicing sensing and feeling the emotions and trusting the outcome, I might have an idea that I would bring forward. And many times we had conversation of meeting every Sunday, of going back to Paradise, but it didn't go anywhere. And one meeting, sometime later, towards the end of the year or the first of 2020, we got a phone call during the meeting from Rahasha of the Lotus Guiding Paradise, and it was about an ad. But for some reason, out of the blue, well, there's only one place things come from. He said, we have this meeting room here, and you guys should come up. Excuse me. You guys should come up and look at this room. And so, and Molly and I were talking about this the other day, and she says, yeah, we were up there the next day. And while all this was going on, in the back of my mind, my awareness was this idea of perfect right timing. How we don't have to push and shove and make things happen or figure things out. The only reason that something fails is because there's no longer a vision for it. There's that saying, where there's no vision, the people perish. And it's the same with an organization or a spiritual community. So what was being reiterated for me and that I was learning was, yes, sense, do the bigger work of a vision, of connecting, of allowing there to be perfect right timing and the wisdom of the group to come forward. And we went up and we looked at this place, and total consensus. Everybody was on it. January of 2020. And so we were going to have service at 10 in the morning. We were going to be there every Sunday. And we were. We started in February of 2020. And we all know that in March of 2020, well, COVID had already been erupting, but the big shutdown. So I think it was the second week in March, we went online. Didn't know a thing about doing that. The rest of 2020 was learning, sifting through all of the various ways you could do an online community, the format that you would use, Zoom or YouTube or something else. And just sensing in with the board's help and everybody else's help, just sensing into where the energy was going and following that. So we began, and people started coming from other areas. And I started the Tuesday, Thursday meditation and met a lot of people through that. And people started coming, and it was wonderful. And I found as the year was going on, wow, you really can develop relationships online and classes. So we went through 2020 online. And of course, we thought it was going to end anytime, right? Fast forward into 2021, the beginning of a new year. I'm approaching the New Year's Eve long weekend with a big practice of clearing my office, clearing within me what no longer serves me, being open for the future. And on December 30th of 2020, I needed to go to the ER. That's the emergency room. Fast forward to the next month, I have a tumor that is cancerous, and I'm going to go into treatment. I'm going to have surgery. Well, we had our online thing pretty down. Didn't know where anything was going. All the plans of what I thought was going to happen in the following year, certificated classes, et cetera, different groups. Not only did we have to shut down in 2020, but now this was happening. That's what was happening. Fast forward, sensing in, where's the energy going? What's the conversation amongst the board? Following the energy, letting go of what your mind thinks should happen, and being with what is, what's happening. Because within every single thing, there's perfect divine right action. And so we continued. And I was able to continue for the most part. Didn't do any long certificated classes, just some short things. And actually what I found was that doing Sunday service, showing up for the meditation throughout that year until everything ended. I finished all the treatments in July, from January to July, the surgery, lots of healing going on after that. But that we continued to grow. And we continued to grow in that there was more and more income coming in for the financial responsibilities of the center. In spite of what was going on, in spite of the fact that I wasn't doing as much, in spite of the fact that all the goals and the things that I thought should be happening weren't happening. It was amazing. And even the idea, I remember Molly saying at one point, and I know I'm going long, Molly saying at one point, oh, scarves are so great. You can wear scarves for Sunday service, not really loving wigs. And I said, oh no, I don't do scarves. That's like walking around with a sign on your head. This was my idea. But lo and behold, I wore the wig. But as soon as I started getting a little hair on my head, I showed up pretty much the way I was. Total acceptance, in spite of what was going on. In June of that year, we had another loss, our beloved Julie Cook. More transition. So much love. Perfect divine right action in what needed to happen. Scrolling to the end of 2021 and into 2022. Ideas to start opening the doors. COVID keeps coming up again. And in this last time, where some of you came out and looked at the building on the Elks Lodge property in Paradise that we were considering, after, for myself, getting down into the details of what needed to happen for that, mostly technology-wise, it started becoming real clear to me that that wasn't something that I could do. That because of other circumstances, health is good, but other circumstances and things that I am needing to take care of in my life, that I needed to let go. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to feel that. That was not a decision that I wanted to make. But lo and behold, perfect divine right action. I get a phone call from Molly one day about opening. And she says, Christine, do you really want to do this? I'm like, oh my God, the voice of God by means of Molly. Because my emotions as a response told me, no, the decision's already been made. And it's not mine to do. So are there any regrets? Well, yeah. Because there were things that, we all wanted to do. And they didn't happen. They haven't happened, yet. So here we are. And the fact that my mind has focused a little bit on those regrets was the path for me to scroll through what has happened the last 3+ years for this community, for this spiritual community, and for the ways that I've been gifted and so full of gratitude that I had this opportunity specific to all of you and to the center to continue to grow. So now it's up to you guys. The people only perish when there's no vision. And Reverend Christine Green is going to be all about that in a whole lot of different ways. So I'm full of gratitude and reflection. And I will miss you, and I will miss doing this with you. But I know this is the right decision. So thank you, everyone. And I want to turn it over to Reverend Christine.
Hi, that was, oh my gosh, Christine, that was so beautiful and heartfelt. And what I know is that you and this center, as much as you have been through, that you have stayed connected to principle and you've stayed connected to the flow. And that this community has been enriched by your presence. They've been blessed by who you are. They've been lifted up with your courage and your strength. And so now it's a new chapter. And this is difficult. I just want to share when ministers are called, they answer the call whatever their next step is, whatever they're supposed to do, that we answer the call. And Christine definitely has something, her next steps that she will be moving through, just as this center has next steps that all of us will experience together. And it is truly an honor and a blessing to serve in this way, to serve your community. And so, what I just want to say is that gratitude is more than counting blessings and feeling fortunate. That what Christine talked about and what you've all experienced together is gratitude is more than an emotion. It opens the way to grace. And if there's any word I would call everything that has happened, it's the state of grace for this community. And what grace is grace is that expression of divine love. Grace is unmerited favor. It's like love when you least expect it. Love that you can't orchestrate. It just reveals itself. And in listening to Deepak Chopra, he talks about that powerful mind-body connection. Because what happens when we're in gratitude, that we open up those feelings and we move past any place of stress or separation or depression, that gratitude moves us into that greater state of compassion and empathy and love. And what it does is it comes in as a mind-body connection. And as it does that, it activates new cells in our body. It activates new pathways in the brain. And it just changes the molecules for us. And something greater happens. And so when we are called to focus on gratitude, we're being called to this divine flow, not just as an idea, but as an embodiment of what is the flow of divine for us. That divine that seems ethereal, how it moves through us is in that state of gratitude. And Ernest Holmes says, realizing that all action starts in and is a result of consciousness, prepare your mind to receive the best that life has to offer. Become increasingly aware of the one presence, of the one life, of the one spirit that is God. And that's what we do in gratitude. We're aware of that presence. We allow that presence to move through us. And as we do, we open to the blessings, we open to the greater vision of our spiritual path, and that we connect with that divine flow, and that there is a more balance and more blessing in our lives. So I am blessed beyond measure to move into this next step of interim ministry for this center. And I know our walk today is blessed with all that has gone before. We have the courage and the strength of all that has gone on before as we walk out in gratitude for whatever the next steps are for this community. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for this blessing. And so, Christine, we bless you. I raise you, I praise you in the name of love for all that you have given and for the light that you are, and your presence remains with us for everything that you have helped this community through, all the dark days and the grief that you've walked this community through. We now thrive on your energy, on your presence, and we move forward with your light. And so I'm so grateful to be a part of this community and look forward to what's in store for us together. Thank you. Blessings to everyone.
Yes, well, this is a very interesting thing for me. All good. I thought I was supposed to sing a song that I didn't know I was supposed to sing. So thank you, sweet spirit. All right, this is our time of giving when we offer through our tithes a portion of our God abundance. This gift I give is God in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it knowing that I am blessed, and so I gratefully give. And 3 times we do this together with love and blessings and gratitude and passion. I give joyfully with a consciousness of abundance. I give joyfully with a consciousness of abundance. Once more, I give joyfully with a consciousness of abundance. And together we say, and so it is.
Well, this was beautiful, and all that was said is so touching to all of us. I think it's so important for us to take time to honor the bittersweet in life, which is something that we have definitely cultivated with respect and patience over these last years with the guidance of Reverend Christine. And it's the ability to hold sorrow and anxiety and uncertainty right alongside joy and gratitude and faith on the altar of our heart, not as separate states, but integrated, natural balance and part of the fullness of life. And Reverend Christine, you have just been such a beautiful example of grace. As Reverend Green stated, when faced with a daunting medical crisis yourself, you really showed us how the principles of science of mind work in times of extreme personal health challenges through your courage, your vulnerability, your strength, and your dedication to healing and your openness to prayer. And it was a gift to us, as odd as that sounds. And you have grieved with us during the transition of 2 of our dearest members and shown us the beauty of our tears and the expansion of love that they water. And I'm watering right now. And over your time with us, you provided the spaciousness to fully feel our pain and the spiritual guidance to help us recognize our strengths and find comfort in our community. By giving us the intimacy and the permission to acknowledge and voice our heartache, you allowed us to transcend both our personal and our collective pain and move from suffering to safety and from fear to faith. Huge. You've helped us recognize and muster the spiritual resources necessary to transcend whatever was thrown at us, be it a devastating fire, death, pandemic, or Zoom. And who knew how Zoom was going to expand our reach, and what a gift that is. And you helped us believe that each of us has the strength and the courage and the wisdom and the love within us to guide us through any seeming challenge, and that together we're even stronger. And you have definitely chased away any gloom. Perfect song for today, Rod. Christine, I invite you now to open the small gift as a token of our deep, deep gratitude, our love, our admiration, our esteem, and our well-wishing for you as you begin your new chapter. And you can unmute yourself.
This one?
Yeah, open the card. Let's put Christine on full
Okay,
screen.
I know you said you want me to rip it.
I just wanted to hear it, so I knew you didn't peek ahead of time.
Oh, I did not.
I know.
There.
I see.
Oh, I'm going to frame that. It says thank you with a lot of butterflies. Dearest Reverend Christine, a deep bow of gratitude for serving as our minister with compassion, grace, and loving kindness. The light of your leadership, love, and friendship will shine in our hearts and our community. May the longtime sun shine upon you and all love surround you always. With great love, your CSL Paradise Board of Trustees. That's Molly, Cheryl, Judy, and Lynn, who's watching by Facebook today. Thank you so much. And for all of your words, Molly.
You're welcome. Now open your little package.
Oh. Wow. How pretty. My nose won't stop running. I know, too much information. Okay.
Anticipation.
Oh, it says Orient and Flume on the box. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's heavy.
Well, the golden butterfly is our symbol of CSL Paradise. And we want you to always remember how you helped us emerge from the ashes of the fire and find our wings. So, and when the light hits it, remember the light that you gave to all of us.
Thank you for saying that, Molly. I will. I expect it.
We know it, and so it is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And now if anyone in the community would like to share a word or two to Reverend Christine, please feel free to do so now.
Hi, this is Cheryl. Can I pop in?
Oh, please. Pop away.
Thank you so much, Molly. You really said it all, and as you always do, get it right on. Christine, personally, I have had the great experience of spending time with you in class and also one-on-one when you have guided me through personal issues and given me the insight of your contagious enthusiasm and right action and faith. You taught me to be patient more than I was, certainly. And at a time when I needed to sit back and believe in myself, believe that perfect right action and gratitude was available. I didn't believe that. But you have instilled in me such a belief of that, and certainly watching and caring for you during your period of health issues and family changes. I get it, and I get it because you have been a mentor. We've been together for a few very powerful years. And that was not easy for me to think of these last couple of years as powerful, but they have been in a very positive way. So I just want to let you know that I am very grateful for the grace that is you. You are all about it. Thank you, and I love you very much.
That means a lot to me, Cheryl. Thank you.
No tears. I just want to say thank you. Or should I say, mahalo nui loa. It has been a pleasure.
Oh.
Let the journey not end. Okay?
I hear
See
you.
you Tuesday. See you Tuesday.
I'll see you sometime soon.
No, I'm predicting a date. Rod and I are looking forward to seeing you Tuesday. I have to show you some updates as to what I have been working on. So we will look forward to seeing you Tuesday.
I hear you.
Okay?
Oh my gosh. Too much.
This is Judy, and I just want to say very briefly how much I love you. And you've just made so much difference in me to discover my own capacities. When I said I can't do that so frequently, and you guided me to my heart and my skills, and I actually could do it. And I bless your pure love and strength. And in so many challenges you'll come through, and with your glowing heart, your pure spirit has been a foundation of this center. And you will be dearly missed. And I love you.
I love you too, Judy, and just know that everything that you've said is about you as well. Love your hugs.
Christine, this is Maria. I just want to thank you. I have not been with Paradise Center for long, but so you are my entire experience of the Paradise Center, and I have learned so much. And not only learned from you, but with your words, but as an example of strength and insightfulness. And you've made a really big difference in my life personally. So thank you for, I can't remember, I mean, like so many times on Sunday, I thought, oh my God, that is just what I needed to hear. So thank you for just all your heartfelt, do you call them sermons here? for all your heartfelt teaching um, and oh my gosh, we've done a lot of spiritual mind treatment together, and it's just been so powerful. And I've really appreciate the influence you've had on my life and the example you've been. You're a wonderful mentor to me. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday too. Keep coming we want to see you. We don't want you to disappear. So.
Well, I'm not disappearing, but
Okay.
but Mary, hearing you say those things, I just want you to know that, you know, whenever you've shown up with a request, you've blessed me. That has been a blessing to me to have the relationship with you, and to get to know you. It's a two-way street. And, you know, there's nothing more that you can do for your minister than ask for prayer. That's what, you know.
Well, that's a real blessing.
So thank you for saying. Of your background.
I'll get off video again. I'm not usually very presentable first thing in the morning. This is first thing to me.
Reverend Christine, I had not thought of this until about a minute ago, when my beloved bride, Reverend Sandy, made her transition in November of 2018 after, 6.5 years of terrible disease. I decided to take a sabbatical from being a practitioner, and for about a year I was not doing anything. But then, having known you before, we've known each other for quite a few years. And when you started to get connected with this Paradise Center, I came a couple times at Chico at 2 o'clock. And I thought, well, I think I'm going to choose to return to being a practitioner, and I don't think I could find a better place than being with you. So thank you. And that does not preclude you being a pain in the ass sometimes. So okay.
Very loving words, Rod. Oh, I've told you many times what a blessing you've been. Yeah. Oh, thank you, everybody.
You are so, so very welcome, and know that you are always in our hearts. And as everyone has said, that your light shines in all of us and will continue to inform who we are in the world. So thank you for your blessings.
And Molly, dear heart.
Yes.
You are an incredible blessing to us.
Back at you, Rod. Thank you
right.
for your beautiful gifts today and every day. Appreciate it. And I think we're have run way over. So if there's any parting words, either of the Reverend Christines, we can close out this beautiful Zoom and know that we're not saying goodbye. As Sam would say, it's aloha.
Well, as a last thought, I just want to say, from Christine to Christine, aloha.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, and Reverend Christine Green has been a friend of mine for quite some time. We met on a pilgrimage trip to Israel. And so I've told her I'm her biggest advocate. And I just, yeah. I hope that you will all take advantage of what she has to bring.
Oh, we plan to.
Stepping stone. Good, good. Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly been a journey. And like you said, Molly, I'm not going anywhere. Be lurking.
I won't think of it as lurking.
Yes.
Hiding in the shadows.
Uh,
And
Is there
so
a
I'm
sh-
happy to close us out in prayer.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
So I just give thanks. Oh, let's everybody just take a breath for all that has been given here, and just giving thanks for the love that is so present here, so palpable, for the light that we know is love, is the presence and the power. And so I just give thanks for all that has been shared. And as we said, all that has been experienced by these beloveds who are together, knowing that something powerful is being revealed for each one. There is a divine flow, a divine presence, a divine essence moving in and through and as each person here. And so what I know is that whatever is in store for us is being revealed with ease and grace, and that there is a greater opening, a greater demonstration of love being presented as this group goes forward together. And I know that all that is needed, all that is held in the hearts, is already known in the mind of God. And so as we go forward as community, we go forward in that love together. And I know for Reverend Christine Jeffers that all that she has given is returned to her. All the good that she has given, all the light, all the love, all the grace she has given is returned to her multiplied abundantly. And that she goes out in love, in light, in wholeness, in freedom, in grace, knowing that whatever her next steps are, they're revealed with ease and grace, and that there is a divine demonstration taking place. How grateful I am for all these blessings and for so much more yet to be revealed. And as I release this word, together we affirm, and so it
And
is.
so it is.
And so it is.